Welcome to the podcast here on Pollute Your Soul. We're here with Flatline. Thank you for coming on.
Hey, what's up? How's it going?
Yeah, it's been great like catching up with you. We first time we catch up was at Slim's open mic, but you've been making a lot of big moves. You've been doing a lot of shows and just with pretty big people and also just like in pretty big where was that venue at that you were at?
That was the TLA in Philly. It was like 800 people there.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So you've been making some big moves, and like this might be a surprise to the audience, but we grew up in the same neighborhood, hanging out and shit back in the day, the pre 2020 days, like a while ago. We were like, I don't even know how old we were, like
Bro,
fucking
like 2015,
yeah,
2016, 2017, like way back. Like
before we rapped. Let's just say that.
before we rapped. I mean, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was we had some good times back then and shit. And it's crazy. It's been crazy to catch up with him, and he's taken a fucking amazing path. He's been making some good moves, and I'm excited to catch up with him and talk with him about his music here. And so we were talking about before we rap. There's not much to say about it. We're just fucking hanging out and shit. This kid. When was the first time you actually like took a time to record music in general?
Well, so I don't know if you remember this, but like in middle school, me and Landis, we were making music, like dicking around on freestyles and shit.
Like on
And
your phone? Yeah, I think I
on
remember
some
that.
bullshit, yeah. And I made a diss track on like a teacher and then a student or some shit, and they had like 400 plays each. And then I got like into like a whole controversy about it. And I really wasn't even making music back then to be like, yo, I really fuck with music. I was just like, oh, how can I get people in the school to talk about me right now? And
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, like, I look back on that and that shit was whack. Like, I was dropping, like, probably some of, like, the things to touch SoundCloud. But fuck it, like, that was the first time I really, like, recorded just walking around this neighborhood, fucking looking for fucking bitches and shit, just on the
Yeah,
phone, fucking
yeah.
freestyling. And yeah, I mean, that probably is what set up to when I moved to Philly and decided I really love making music and recording and shit.
It was like fuck, what's it called? That was when you had everybody had a fucking iPod or whatever, and you would fucking like figure it out and try to make beats or do that shit. And I remember like it was like you or Landis showed lyrics to somebody on the bus. I forget who it was, but I forget. You guys used to show your lyrics to people on the bus. That kid Micah remember the Micah was on our bus?
Bro, that nigga's like a D1 fucking football player, bro.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's really wild, bro. Shout out that nigga.
Rutgers, right?
I have no clue. I remember like following him on Twitter and he was like getting offer after offer after offer, and I was like,
Yeah.
bro, shout out this nigga. Um yeah, like I remember showing people like just some whack ass bars. And now I get like low key insecure because like I always see other niggas rapping. I'm like, yo, his shit low key better than mine. So like shit, if I would have stuck on rapping that whole time, I probably could have been in a crazy position because from like seventh, eighth grade when I was doing that, and then until like 11th, I didn't even fuck with music until I went to a Spider Gang concert in like 2021, and I was like, fuck. Like I'm trying to be on this stage. I'm trying to be screaming into microphones. I'm trying to be, like, you feel me? And I already had this love for writing and poetry, and I always loved poetry. And I was like, mm I just felt like I could do it, and then I did. Like literally, the first song I dropped has 197,000 streams on SoundCloud, and then like the second song I dropped was fucking Sprite, which has 50,000 streams on fucking Spotify. Like I was just dropping banger, well, not really that good, but it was like it was something fresh at the time. Like you feel me? Because I even to now I don't make music like anyone else. Like there's nobody who could mimic my sound flow, like what I'm talking about, like nobody. So like back then it was like, yo, this little kid's doing something fucking, little 16-year-old's doing something different, and now it's like this little 18-year-old's doing something different, and I'm just gonna continue on that path.
um I gotta you stuck with your love of poetry. Like I think, the test to see if like you're an artist or not really kind of comes about in like English classes. Like what classes did you like succeed at?
Uh, so like social studies and I didn't even do good in English, honestly. for the most part, unless it was poetry. Like
Yeah.
unless it was I'm like, yo, we analyzing poems today. Bet I interpret the fuck out of a poem. Like, oh, niggas is like, where you hear that in the poem? I'm like, bro, you just not reading between the lines. You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
just don't got that brain. And it was like, yeah, just like English. And then you got certain teachers like an AGW, Mr. Lane, the GOAT. Like, you feel me?
Yeah.
Like I've had in my 11th grade English teacher, bro, he literally comes to my shows. Like, he came to my first ever show, like one of my biggest supporters. And then I've had more teachers, like my senior year teachers, who were just supported the fuck out of me. And it didn't even matter like half the time what was the class. It just mattered that these people like believed in me and wanted me to get to that next level. And like, I don't know, it was like those type of classes with those teachers who really like cared about me really got me to this point.
It's a good thing as somebody growing up to like be like mentored and shown confidence by somebody that is like older than you. Who would you consider to be like your mentor for like making like music?
Probably Darky, honestly. Like, just because, like, obviously, I told you the first time I decided I wanted to take music seriously was one of a Spider-Man concert. But beyond that, like, it was just like advice. Like, bro would really just tell me, not even tell me what I needed to do, but tell me how to be comfortable with myself to where I could get to the point to where I could do what I needed to do.
Mm.
So shout out that guy. Like, I remember before my first show, I was all nervous and scared, and then I talked to him about it, and he was like, "Nah, bro, you got it," and blah 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 blah. He was like, "Try to be louder than your vocals, or try not to have the vocals in the performance mix at all." And then
Mm.
like it just made me such a better performer, and I don't know. I really like. I don't want to say accredit my career to him because, like, again, I don't sound anything like him. I don't act like him. I don't dress like him. But it's just like just that general like older brother love fucking like that he gives is just such a good energy, and I'm so happy I have that shit around.
Yeah, like when I can tell that you kind of like know how to perform. Like you kind of have to test it out first and be like, okay, so how to like move on the stage. But like I could tell like when you went up at the Slim's joint, I was like, I didn't really expect much because I hadn't seen you in a minute. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
then I saw it and I was like, oh shit, this guy
Yeah.
like actually like knows how to work a crowd and like like try and talk to the people in the audience and you know move in the right kind of ways and shit like that. Like I
Yeah.
respect. Like, what would you say? Advice you would give somebody for when they're performing?
Honestly, um, so a lot of people, like a lot of people who are around me, have stage fright. Like, one of my main people, like I've broken him out of the shell a little bit, but for me, like I'm mad fucking autistic, mad shy and shit. And just when I grab the mic, it's like everybody's expecting you to do that thing. And there's no reason for you to be like, oh, overthinking doing this, that, and the third, because they're expecting you to be you as soon as you grab that mic. That's what they want to hear. They want to hear what's in your mind. They want to feel your emotion. So give them that. And like no matter what the song is about, whether it's about fucking bitches or getting high off of drugs, give them that emotion, make them feel that emotion, and then you don't even have to worry about, oh, if they fuck with it or blah 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 blah, because you did your part. Now their only job is to listen, you know. So that's my advice on that.
That's good advice. That's good advice, bro. Um, yeah, you talked about your love for Spider Gang and Darky and stuff like that, but like when you kind of like, what was kind of the first rap shit you got into like as a kid, like early, you know what I'm saying?
So my dad was actually a rapper, so I remember like having like vivid memories of uh listening to his songs and just imagining one day him getting back into it and me like learning how to rap from him. Now, granted, I've realized my dad was a horrible shit piece of shit. He's a piece of shit. So fuck that. But yeah, like seeing him, he grew me up on like Eminem, Hops, and shit like that, like lyrical, weird, fucking little alt to the side, corny type
What about
rap.
Tech Nine?
Huh?
Did he put you on a Tech Nine or
He actually doesn't fuck with Tech Nine. That's actually the
that's
one person that doesn't fuck with. It's just like
that's
crazy because like,
specific?
how do you fuck with Hobson? You don't fuck with Tech Nine. Like that's
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying? But um, yeah. So he just put me onto like that weird lyrical type rap, which got me into like more. You know, I was a really heavy X fan in fucking middle school before he died with like the scream rap lyrical shit, and then I realized there was more of that, and that's what kind of middle school is what kind of put me on that path to be like the mainstream. Nah, I'm gonna go like with this
Yeah.
underground shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, oh y'all niggas listen to Drake. Go over here and listening to this op fucking X, and like I don't know, you know, that type of shit really just, you know, seeing like X's energy and like when members only was sliding like 60 deep to shows and shit like that's the type of shit that got me inspired even before I knew it was inspiring me. So yeah.
That was like a time like I think that like um me and you gotta be and anybody our age have to be grateful that we grew up during a good fucking time where
No,
music was
I
made.
mean, yeah, and even now, like niggas like to say, "Oh, music is dying," blah 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 blah. Everything is getting boring. But
Yeah, come on.
2023, bro, shit is popping the fuck off. You just
Yeah.
gotta pay attention. Like, if you're talking about some music is dying, it's because you think that the underground is Ken Carson and Opium and fucking in Santana
Fucking
and fuck. Like, that's what you think the underground is, and that's why you're like the underground is
ASAP
dead,
Sissy Pony.
but
Like fucking
you're not actually looking for the underground shit that's actually the underground shit because there's
Gay
so many
Boy
people who
Farty.
make music. There's so many people who make music and make an honest living off of music with like 200,000 monthly listeners. There's a
Yes.
million, millions and millions of them, and niggas just don't even see that shit. So the
It's
underground's
such
not
a
there.
weird view. Like point people
Mm-hmm.
haven't like I know exactly what you're talking about with the like Ken Carson Dopey. Like, you know, granted they're you know, they've made their own lane, you know, they're good artists, blah blah blah. But it's like there's so many different lanes for this shit. You got that lane, you know what I'm saying? Then you got the fucking um horrorcore funk shit, like Suicide Boys or Freddie Dredd shit. Then you
Mm-hmm.
got the fucking like dark trap shit. You got like Imagine Bloody or you know Darky and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got what else you got? Fucking based shit like Acid Soldier and fucking RX Poppy, like based shit where it's like, you know, they just rap on any beat. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Acid Soldier's hard. Shout out Acid Soldier.
Yeah, he's so
Facts.
fire. I love based. I like based people. Based is the best. Then you got cloud rap. There's so many fucking different things, and I think
Right.
that if anybody takes a look into this shit, there's an underground sound for everyone. At the end of the
Mm-hmm.
day, like if you um kind of take a look at it, it's like there's a TV show for everyone. Everybody has their favorite TV show. Like just look into underground music. I think
Thanks.
I agree with you. We're in a great fucking time for music. You just gotta look around.
Definitely.
Um, like what would you consider your like sound to be, and how did you develop that?
Probably like a mix between like punk, scream rap, and just straight up fucking poetry. Because like, my punk scream rap shit obviously comes from X and Darky and shit like that. And Eminem, honestly, a lot of it comes from Eminem because if you listen to old Slim Shady, it's low key like it's aggressive rap, like damn near borderline scream rap. So that's where a lot of my like I wouldn't say my flow comes from there, but like if you pay attention to my bars, like in Power Ranger, I was like, I'm in the hallway running with some scissors, fucking on a rave girl covered in glitzer. Like you feel me? Like those type of like type of shit is just from like just that weird rapness, you know? Like
Trying to be piercing with the lyrics, like trying to get the point
right.
across and shit.
And it took I honestly I wouldn't say it took a while to develop that sound because my first song was a spoken word and then like my second song was like a fucking Sprite and then I dropped a heavy song called Don't Say Bitch when I was screaming on it and I just kind of I kind of just like take bits and pieces from all the people who inspired me, put it together in my own head to make it like me and yeah, like I just stuck with it. And if I Like my manager Alex, he tells me like if I wake up one day and I want to make a sad song, wake up and make a sad song. If I want to wake up and scream on a song, wake up and scream on a song. If I want to wake up and join a band, wake up and join a band. I just joined a band. I literally the after the open mic thing, I got invited to join Bones and Trash's new band, which was like insane. Like
What?
yeah, like
Really?
they like yeah, like you feel me? Like if you wake up and you want to do something, just do it, and that's how you fully, authentically be yourself when you just do whatever you want to do.
Shout out to fucking 3TF and
Fuck,
Trash and Bones and what's their new band called? It's like fucking
like it's called Poser, I think.
yes,
Like
Poser, yeah. But like spelled weird, like their way, not weird. Shout out to them. Great performance. I did kind of notice like when you performed, like it was like I like the way it was mixed. I like the crazy fucking energy to it. And we're talking about performances earlier, like how to perform and how you learn how to perform. What's been your favorite overall performing experience?
my first ever show was my favorite of all time. It was so like euphoric in the moment because we had this like plan, completely us, like a bunch of 16, 17 year olds planned it out, had the venue. We get to the venue a couple hours before it starts. All the artists are there, fucking sound checking and shit. And like we were like, fuck, like we actually did it because like we had no backing from anybody. Didn't even have the support of my fucking parents at the time. Um, so it was just like, fuck, like how do we get on people's radars? And we did that show packed out. It was a small venue, but we packed it out. So it was like filled to the brim, and like we did X tributes. Everybody got like a 15-minute set. Um, no Dicky and shit, but I low key carried that show on my back. I was introducing everybody, and I kept the the energy just going the entire fucking time. And yeah, I mean that one was the best because I didn't know what to expect out of that, or expect out of music at all, or expect out of myself performing at all. And I got there and I gave it my all. And somebody fucking drove up from Florida, and this was a small like record store show, like coffee shop. It was like maybe 40 people could fit in this place, and like this dude drove up from Florida to come see us, and I thought that was the most like beautiful thing, and that was what
That's fire.
pushed me to like keep going. So I'm really glad I got to do that for the show. That was definitely the best.
It is kind of like one of those like you step into the unknown, like you don't know what's gonna happen. Like
Hmm.
like you really don't fucking know what happened. But when you kind of get past that like first step, it's
It
beautiful.
is, bro. It is. And then I've planned another show myself at a skate park at FDR,
Oh,
and that one went really good too. We had like 150 people coming in and out throughout the whole time. Now, granted, we were there for a long fucking time,
did you get
but
permission or no?
huh? Fuck no, not at all. The park was closed by the time we left, bro. We had to like drive around the gates on the grass and shit. It was crazy. Um, yeah, so we popped out with like a generator and a bunch of lights and speakers and mics. I did like a 30-minute set after setting up the entire thing because I was there for 8 hours that day, and it was all for charity. We donated like 100. We only made like $150, but we donated it all to like some charity in West Philly,
That's
and
dope.
like it was bro, it's freaking beautiful, bro. It was really what it was.
Yeah. So talk about like that Philly scene. Like, how did you kind of get started over there, like meeting people and
So people kind of saw that like my streams were going up, and this girl was like, "Oh, do you want to host a rap battle?" So then I hosted a rap battle. I didn't really fucking like. I really didn't host it or judge it for real. I was just like dickieing, but fucking like I was sitting in the front. Everybody saw my face type shit. And after that, I started going to more. But then I realized like the Philly community, rap community specifically, is the most toxic thing in the world because everybody thinks that they're the most important thing in the world. Like there's no support in
that
Philly
sucks.
at all. So like it's like, yeah, I'm sitting here supporting your set, but when it's my set, you're dipping with whatever the fuck,
I
or
hate
you're
that, yo. I know exactly what you
yeah.
mean.
So it's a bunch of that, a bunch of niggas thinking that they're the greatest rapper to ever touch rap. And then on top of that, Philly people aren't that well educated either. So it's like they have no empathy, no like they're lacking a lot of things that would make them shitty people. And it's no hate to them because I'm the type of person that, like, if you're acting a certain way, I'm going to think about why you're acting that way, and I'm going to love you for the person that you've grown into today. Like,
Yeah.
that's the type of person I am. But they don't have that, so they're just assholes just for the sake of being assholes. And it's like, you don't even see that you're not a good person, so I'm not even gonna waste my time trying to fucking, like, you feel me? So I low-key left that community, and that's when I started doing my own shows type shit. Then I got really depressed and stopped, but we'll talk about it. Type shit.
Yeah, and then now you're also involved in the Delaware scene as well.
Yes, which is way better. Honestly, like, no cocky shit, I feel like I can blow up the Delaware scene. I already have like a really like decent following on the internet, and like the more I do in Delaware and the more creative people I start like involving myself with, especially like joining this new band, like it's gonna be it. We can actually make Delaware mean something. Like, instead of it just being like Delaware, like, you feel me? Like,
Yeah,
there's a
yeah.
good scene here.
There
There's a good scene
is,
here,
there
but
is.
nobody. I'm not gonna say nobody, but everybody's like having fun with it, and all we need is that one person who has that drive to really make a mark, And yeah,
That's facts. Like it's like community is very important. Everybody's focusing on like fucking being like in LA or Atlanta and being like this giant level thing. It's like, how would you start with your local fucking community and like be a
hmm
normal person? Because like,
yeah,
first off, nobody there knows you. That's in
nobody.
like nobody there knows you or cares about you.
That's right.
And like it's more better just to be involved. I forget, this is artist named Soulja that like fucking had this song where he was like, where there's this quote in the beginning. He's like, everybody want to move to this city, that city, but I stay. He's like, but Dallas is where I stay, or some shit like that. He's from Dallas and he stayed in Dallas. He's still in Dallas now and he's
hmm
making moves. It's better to have like a local small following than like a fucking like, you know, be in LA and nobody fucking knows you and you're trying to dicky and
Exactly.
fucking
hmm
yo,
Right.
can you buy my can you sign me to your record label? It's like, no, like it's it's a little, it's complicated.
Yeah, and then when you get like into a community, right? Like, the more of these I go to, the more people who know me, the more people like I can eventually play my own shows, right? And then, like, imagine I go to like a bunch of like open mics, I just meet a bunch of people, and then I'm throwing my own show, and now there's like 120 heads popping out just because I'm that good at like just being a people person. You feel
Yeah.
me? And then when I go to another state or a big city, I can show my resume like, oh, I did this, and then people give a fuck about you. Niggas fucking, like, my fucking uncle moved to Atlanta to become an actor. Nigga, that was like 20 years ago, bro. It's like still not an actor. Like, you have to do what you want to do, but also know how you're going to do it and what is the best way to do it. And honestly, growing in a small community is the best way as an artist because you can have people around you while you're finding your footing in it. Like, I'm not going to say like my sound is completely perfected, but being around these people and always being around creative people is going to push me to that next level to where I can be like 100% solid in my sound and look and blah 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 blah, to where I'm prepared to take over the world and bring the same people who brought me up with me. You feel me? Because that's all it really is. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta show some love to like, because it's gotta be like this sort of this inertia. What's the thing? What's inertia mean? Let me look this
I
shit
don't
up.
even know.
But it's like you build off of each other. Like, it's like
Yeah.
you'll lean on each other and like
hmm
build and support each
Like,
other.
if
It's
one
like
of us
it
goes up,
fucking,
we all going up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. It's like there's got to be a certain like what do they say? Uh, what's it like kinship, brotherhood. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
Camaraderie. That's the fucking word. You know what I'm saying? Like in
yeah,
this shit, like that's, you gotta kind of have that to succeed. You
definitely.
gotta be able to still be strong
Nobody's gonna get.
independently, but you gotta have some camaraderie.
Nobody's gonna be successful as an asshole. I'm telling you that now.
Yeah, like that's not real. Like the thing where like My music's so good that I don't have to be a normal person and talk to people, and I don't have to be likable. Like people I hate that.
Yeah, that shit
They're
is
like,
whack.
especially like the people that are just like the people that have you ever seen like a video of a rapper walking out of a podcast because he doesn't like get a question that he wants to answer? You know what I'm talking? Like that
Yeah.
shit sucks. It's like you're a fucking loser, yo.
Right. Yeah, like, bro, come on. Come
Like this
on.
shit's so immature. Don't walk out on me, okay? Don't walk
Nah.
out on me, my friend.
Nah, I got you.
Yeah.
Sure.
But yeah. You've done a lot of tracks with certain pretty. I forget what that guy's name is. Grief as one of the producers you work
Yeah,
with.
grief.
What's your
Shout out grief.
couple favorite producers to work with?
Yeah, grief, introvert, and guts. I mean, there's a lot of people named introvert, but my introvert, he's like from the UK or some shit. I actually don't know. So if he's not and he's watching this, I'm sorry. But fucking he's the GOAT, mixes all my tracks since I've started mixing. Because before I didn't mix my songs because like I was edgy as fuck. I was like, the most punk thing I can do is not mix my songs. And it was like punk as fuck, but I felt like I needed to hide the quality of my music at a certain point. So that's where I'm at now. He mixes all my tracks. A lot of the beats are from him. Grief is my young boy. He's like 16. Uh the GOAT. He's amazing. I might be saying he, but I'm pretty sure their pronouns is they. So I'm gonna say they from now on for the rest of this. But Grief is the GOAT, mad potential. Introvert, the GOAT, mad potential. If I ever get anywhere, I want to bring those niggas with me, like 100%, because they've been supporting me since I first started. And like I want to work with more producers, but those will always be my staples. Like them, like no matter what.
It's good to just work with the similar people that know how to curate a similar sound.
Right. And he knows how to mix my vocals like more than anybody. Like I try to send my vocals to people and they'll make me sound like a fucking dickhead. But Introvert knows how to mix it to where
Yeah,
like it's beautiful.
it's got that fucking golden touch, a fucking
Hmm.
chef's kiss on it.
Right.
Um, you have an EP out called "Can I Just Come Back When I'm Dead?" What are the themes and topics of that EP?
Themes and topics. Fucking okay. So the overall message I wanted to deliver to myself and to anybody listening to it is like stop fucking taking life so fucking seriously. That EP is so fucking sad. Like I'm just like, oh, I want to kill myself. I'm down. I hate working. I hate my girlfriend. I hate blah 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 blah. I want to die. I'm dead. But that's like the emotion I wanted to like kind of be satire about, especially in track two, which is I want to kill myself, which is literally just like me just talking about how much I hate fucking life, but I only hate life because I'm seeing it through that lens, you know?
Yeah,
So like yeah, the overall message of that is just like stop, just take a step back, fucking breathe, make it into a fucking song. You'll feel a lot better. You know, I'm sitting in front of 800 people talking about how much I want to kill myself, but I I'm feeling so like it feels like a drug high. Like that's how good it feels to get that off my chest, and now I don't feel like that as much. And that's how I want other people to be able to feel. Because like, yeah, I'm making this song that's so fucking sad, but I want you to be able to listen to it and be like, now I'm not as sad because I got all that emotion out.
yeah, you were killing it on stage performing that song. That I want to kill myself song. That was fucking
That shit
crazy.
took a lot out of me, but yeah.
You were you're fucking jumping and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I
it's
had
fucking.
a Darky's drum guy. He was on the drums, so the vocals were like fucking lead on the track, which I loved.
Yeah.
But then I had to literally perform every single word, and I was like, because I was just in the pit the entire night, and I come up on stage, and now I'm like, I got to give my all, and I did, and that was shit. That's the beauty about performing. I don't remember half of it like most of the time. Like
Just shuts black. It is fucking
and then I just like go back to like where I'm at. Now I'm back in the pit and a bunch of bitches is taking pictures with me talking about some blah 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 blah. And like I don't even know what the fuck I just did. And so I get the videos later. Like, yeah. Shit's crazy. Like I got the videos, I'm not videos, I got the pictures from the open mic and I don't remember none of that. I forgot I wore that.
you were fucking sweating. Yeah. That shit was fucking nuts. Um, So, we've talked a couple times about some, Christ, Dillinger, and Lil Darky. How did you meet them in the first place?
So since middle school, I was pretty popular on TikTok. It was like kind of like my escape from reality because I was like looking at it in retrospect, I was low key getting bullied in middle school and elementary school. So, um, I was just posting on TikTok, letting the internet see my personality, and people actually like fucked with it. And one time I just posted about the fact that I listened to Lil Darky. I was like 15, 14, and it really popped off. And a bunch of people who fuck with Darky was like, oh, this is why we fuck with Darky. And listen, like, it's so corny to talk about Darky all the time, but when you have heard every single one of his songs and like listen to all the topics that he talks about, it's really like sitting down and going to class and like learning about gender issues and politics and like the way that this dude, like, it's only one, the way the one dude thinks, but it's still like the way that somebody thinks, and you're genuinely learning from it. So I built that connection with a bunch of people online. I had like 80,000 followers at a point in time, um, before I got banned. And Darky just reached out to me and was like, hey, do you want to do an interview? And I was like, fuck yeah. And I did that interview. He put me on to the rest of the artists in his collective at that point, and I started listening to all of them. Went to the show, and that's what got me into music. Like, that's insane. Like, they all they all know me, even the ones that don't like follow me in that collective, but they all like have expressed to me how much they appreciate what I did for the community and like them, because I was low-key like just promoting their music for free because that's how much I fucked with it, and that's how I got on their radar. Like, some people think I spent like $20,000 on a Darky feature. Like, no, I just posted on TikTok and he reached out to me. Like, that was literally it.
It was out of like love and shit, you know what I'm saying? And support. I
Yeah,
fuck
bro.
with
It was
that,
like,
bro.
bro FaceTime me that day. Like, we were like on the phone. I was geeked the fuck out, but like, yeah, like we were just talking and like about shit, and I realized that he was like a real person beyond the music, and it just made me love the music more. And yeah, and I realized I could be that for some people, which was even cooler because I am that for some people. Like, I'm that older rap guy for some people who's giving them advice, and that's also beautiful because now I'm like passing it on. What was given to me, I'm giving it to other people, and I just love doing that. So yeah.
Comes full circle at the end of the
Mhm.
day. Um, who, like, you worked with one of your idols before, but like, what other people like would you say you are looking to work with that are pretty big?
Denzel Curry. I want to work with
That's
Denzel
the go.
Curry.
That's one of the
That's
goats.
that's the
Yeah.
fucking goal right there. Like, oh my god, I have a song where I'm like, I think I'll die before I'm wet. I think I'll die before my mom. I think I'll die before I see myself in Denzel on a song. No, I
Ooh.
will not. I will not kill myself until me and Denzel are on a fucking song together, bro. I don't care how old I am. I don't care how old this nigga is. I need to be on a song with Denzel Curry. Ski Mask, that's definitely up there. But I feel like if I work with Ski Mask, I'll probably end up dying because all Ski Mask friends die. Fucking,
That's fucking hilarious. Yeah.
but Ski Mask, Denzel. If it was 30 years ago, I would say Eminem, but current Eminem, I don't want to work with him. But I would love to work with like, man, I can't think of this like I really want to work with that's like crazy. Josiah, work with Josiah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Um, Fucking NASCAR,
I think you do
obviously.
something good with Scarlord. I think.
Scarlord,
I think you
definitely
kill it with
Scarlord.
him.
That's an OG Scream rapper. Scarlord, fucking Bad Lad. All these Scream rap niggas, but beyond Scream rap, probably, that nigga David who made that one song. I've been listening to his
Can you?
newer shit.
Oh yeah. Fuck. Are you talking about the? Is he like light skin?
Like,
A little short and light skin?
I forgot what he looked like.
Probably smoking.
He's like, what's that one song? In the back of my mind, that John,
Fuck.
I killed you, and I ain't even regret it, something like that.
Was that the Are you talking about the fucking the guy who did the sewer person cover? Did he have tattoos? Did he have tattoos?
No, he doesn't have tattoos.
Was he white?
No, he's like brown skin, like with like. I'll show you after. I'll show you after. But like, yeah. So he like records all his songs on BandLab, but he's like a raw ass like singer and writes his own music and shit. And like, I fuck with that, and I fuck with like a lot of. I don't fuck with a lot of singers, but I fuck with people who sing and like you can feel their emotion. And I would love to hop on a track with somebody who's that good at singing. Maybe bust out some like boom bap on it or some shit, you know. But yeah, my biggest is definitely Denzel Curry. If I can get a track with Denzel Curry, that would be fucking crazy.
He's grown, and he is his career from the get go has been fucking amazing. Like when he was in Raider Clan and Space Ghost Per Pete, and he also like I think if anybody wants to get into old Denzel Curry like that's watching, listen to the song Twistin' with fucking Lil Ugly Mane. We're listening to Raider Clan Funk with Ruben Slick. Shouts out Ruben Slick. The documentary about him will come out soon, but not now. But old Denzel Curry's been fucking good from the jump. That's just a fact.
Yeah, Denzel was like one of those like slept on fucking like. I love Denzel.
He was underground for a minute. For a minute before 2016. Like, he was like for like 6 years. Like nobody gave a fuck about him.
Yeah, you had to be like a real like niche follower to fuck with Denzel.
Yeah.
I was like,
a lot of people in that sound did not like make it with him, like and shit like that. But yeah. What would you say is your next show or next songs coming out? You can talk about before we wrap this up.
Stuff soon. I have a song called American Melanin coming out soon. It's pretty sad. Uh, excuse me. But that's pretty much it. I ain't gonna lie. Nothing is too really set in stone. Set in stone. Nothing's like distributed or anything. But yeah.
What about that joint in Reading?
Huh?
You talking about a show in Reading?
Yeah, it's not set in stone though. But like maybe keep your eyes out for that. Yeah, type shit.
Well, thank you for coming on the show. It was a great time.
Of course.
We did this in person, by the way. If anybody's watching this, we did do this in person. We're gonna try and do more in-person interviews, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But it's been a good time chatting with you, man, for real.
Yeah.
And be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Check out Flatline's music. Link in the description below. Peace out.
Type shit.